Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I appreciate you being here today. I want to share a story that will hold nothing back, a story about trust, betrayal, and the painful clarity that comes only after years of blindness. My name is Daniel, and for a long time, I thought I understood love. I believed that loyalty, patience, and sacrifice would be enough to sustain a marriage, to nurture a family. But sometimes the truth hits harder than anything else. The life you've been building can collapse around you without warning because what you believed was love was nothing but convenience for someone else. For nearly a decade, I worked in logistics. Long hours, missed holidays, sleepless nights, and back-breaking shifts. Everything I endured was for my wife Laura and our 4-year-old son Noah. I thought providing for them was the truest form of love. The house was mine in spirit, though not in deed, because every room seemed more hers than mine, every corner softened by her presence. Yet over time, I noticed something shifting. It was subtle at first, a glance that lingered too briefly, a smile that felt rehearsed, but I saw enough to spark questions in my mind. Whenever I came home early, on rare days off, she always had errands to run, grocery trips, sudden friend meetings, appointments she had never mentioned. And it wasn't just the errands, it was the way she did them, rushing, urgent, as if the very walls pressed down on her when I was near. I told myself it was normal. She had consulting work online, flexible schedule. Maybe she just preferred being out of the house. But deep down, something told me it wasn't normal. I started noticing patterns. The errands lasted longer. Hours stretched into afternoons. Her explanations grew vague. Just out, she'd say, running around. And if I pressed further, her irritation was immediate, defensive, impatient, cutting, like my concern was an accusation. I tried to rationalize it. I really did. I told myself, maybe she needs her space. Maybe it's nothing. But the more I observed, the more sense it didn't make. There were no meetings that required her presence, no deadlines pressing, no urgent client needs, and yet she always left. Always. Then it hit me. If she felt restless around me, what was she doing when I wasn't there? That question haunted me for weeks. I watched, I listened, I took note of every departure, every unexplained hour, every evasive answer. And then, one night, I decided I needed to know the truth. Not by confronting, not by accusations. I needed her to reveal herself naturally. So I staged the moment. I created a scenario that would remove what she valued most. One evening, I sat her down after dinner, calm, collected, with a voice that betrayed nothing. "Laura," I said, "I have some news." I told her I had been let go from work. The company I had served for years downsized me, and as if that wasn't enough, I added another blow. A risky investment I had made failed, and our savings were gone. No cushion, no safety net, nothing. The house, the car, the account balances, gone. I could see her processing the information. I watched her closely, and what happened next made my stomach sink. She didn't ask if I was okay, didn't ask how I felt, did not even show a hint of concern for the man who had given her everything. She simply said, "And what do you want me to do about it?" That was it. No reassurance, no team effort, no empathy, only irritation and self-interest. She immediately began worrying about herself, how she would survive, how our son would manage, and not a single word about me. That moment shattered my illusions. The mask was gone. Her kindness, her smiles, her warmth, all gone. From that night forward, everything changed. She stopped pretending to care. She began speaking to me with impatience, occasionally even disdain. She left whenever she wanted, returned at odd hours, offered no explanations. And when she was home, I didn't exist, except when she needed something for our son. I tested the waters further. I told her that since I was unemployed, some household expenses would need to be covered by her income. Her expression said everything. She hated it. And when she contributed, it was begrudgingly, with complaints, resentment, and endless nagging. Meanwhile, she managed to buy herself new clothes, get her hair done, and live comfortably. Every inconvenience irritated her. a messy room, a loud child, a question asked at the wrong time. And the child, our child, wasn't spared either. The small irritations that never used to bother her now triggered snapping, harsh words, impatience. I saw clearly that her love had never been for me. My worth to her was measured solely by what I could provide, and the moment she believed I had nothing left to give, I became invisible. So I let her be. I let her believe I was struggling. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. I observed. Every day she revealed more of herself. Months passed. Coldness, distance, dinners in silence. And then, one evening, she sat me down. She said she was pregnant. I barely registered the words before she added, as casually as it were a trivial statement, "But it's not yours." Her delivery stunned me. There was no apology, no shame, no consideration for my feelings, just the raw declaration. My son, someone I had raised as my own, was not my biological father, and now this new child, she claimed, would be fathered by someone else. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just stared. Then slowly I smiled. Confused, she frowned. I reached into a drawer and pulled out an envelope, sliding it across the table. I said, "Open it," calmly. Inside were the paternity test results for our son. The results confirmed what I already knew. He wasn't mine either. The color drained from her face. She reread the paper, hoping the words would change. I leaned forward. Calm, almost amused, I said, "So let me get this straight. You thought you could tell me you're pregnant with another man's child, and I just accepted, while I raised a child that isn't mine for years?" Before she could respond, I stood. "I'm leaving. In 2 days, I have a new position overseas. Everything is arranged. Tickets booked, loose ends tied. Your plans won't stop me." Panic overtook her. Questions flew. What about her? What about the children? I laughed softly. "Take the children to their real fathers. You're an adult. You'll figure it out." The next morning, she tried to undo it. Warm smiles, coffee offered, hands reaching, soft tones. But I knew it wasn't love. It was fear. Fear of losing the security she had taken for granted. Fear of losing access to the stability I represented. And I was leaving. I packed silently while she slept. No words, no arguments, no dramatics. One last look at the house, a place that had become a prison, and then I walked out. The plane lifted, engines roaring. Below me, the city shrank, and for the first time in months, I breathed freely. Peace, almost alien in its unfamiliarity, washed over me. I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I was free, and in that freedom lay the only victory I needed: indifference. I left behind the version of myself that had believed love meant sacrificing dignity. That man no longer existed. I would not look back. For those watching, those feeling trapped in a life where respect has been replaced by utility, listen. Love that exists only when you are useful isn't love. It's a transaction. And once you understand that, the only choice is clarity. Protect yourself, plan your exit, and move in silence. Don't beg, don't argue, don't waste energy trying to make someone value you. Your freedom, your dignity, your peace, that is the real